It's all Josh McDaniels' fault. Yeah. He had to spur the Colts. He had to pull a Bill Belichick. He had to go back to New England. February 6th was the day that he announced this decision. And February 5th was the day I'm sure that Robert Kraft talked in his ear telling him, hey, you stay in New England, we'll give you the head coaching job after Bill Belichick retires. I'm sure that's what happened. So February 6th, at this point, the Colts, they're scrambling because all these other teams, they made their head coaching hires. Giants hired Pat Shurmur. Titans hired Mike Vrabel. Bears hired Matt Nagy. Arizona hired Steve Wilkes. Raiders hired John Gruden. You had an agreement in place between Matt Patricia and the Lions. Obviously, that hire couldn't be made official until after the Super Bowl. And then you had the Colts, who suddenly were without a head coach. And to make it easy for them, they just went and plucked the offensive coordinator of the best team in the league. And that was Frank Reich. So Frank Reich is gone. Now, is he the reason why the 2018 Eagles are 4-6? Well, he's part of the reason. I wouldn't say he's the biggest reason. I think it's a combination of three things. I think it's Frank Reich. I think it's the idiocy of Mike Groh. We'll get there in a second. And it's not being able to run the football. And you're not running the football because you're not trusting your running backs. And that, to me, is the most important thing. This offense starts with the running game. The offensive line is at its best run block. The passing game is at its best out of play action. But you can't effectively run play action if you can't run the ball or you refuse to even run it. So these big explosive plays, these big chunks that were there last year, they're just not there this year. There's no balance. And then there was this today from Mike Groh's press conference. He said it was a challenge integrating Golden Tate into the offense. A challenge. Here's Mike Groh.
It's been challenging to integrate them, and certainly with the way that we weren't able to stay on the field the other day and find any rhythm to the offense. That part of it. Then everything becomes a little bit disjointed. So if we can do a better job of staying on the field and having drives, and everybody gets more involved in the offense.
This is absolutely mind-boggling to me. I mean, I've been sitting here making fun of Dallas's coaching staff all season long, making fun of the clapper. But you know what Dallas is doing? At least they know how to use a receiver that they traded for. I've got some nuggets for you guys. All right? So I'm going to read off some nuggets. I've got more nuggets than your weed dealer. Golden Tate, 2 games with the Eagles. First game, he only played 18 snaps against Dallas. 29% of the time. Easy for me to say. Against New Orleans, 36 snaps, 70.6%. Amari Cooper hasn't gotten less than 50 snaps in a game with the Cowboys. Against Tennessee, 50 snaps, 84.7%. Philadelphia, 54 snaps, 78.3%. 51 snaps against Atlanta, 79.7%. The numbers of Demaryius Thomas, another receiver who was traded before the trade deadline. Well, they're not having any challenges integrating him either. Well, his numbers aren't good, but they're using them. 49 snaps against Denver, 79.0%. At Washington, 46 snaps, 80.7%. 3 receptions on 3 targets for 61 yards for Demaryius Thomas. 14 receptions on 23 targets for 169 yards and a touchdown for Amari Cooper. Golden Tate, 7 receptions on 12 targets for 67 yards for the Eagles. You don't know how to integrate them into the offense. That to me is just ridiculous. I mean, Brendan Albert and I went and did a film study on him, and we showed you what to do with him. Option routes from the slot. He's so quick and jittery out of his breaks. Do that with him. Crossing routes. He's not afraid of the linebacker laying the lumber, and he's going to make you miss. And he's got a lot of awareness, spatial awareness. And he'll drop down in the zone when he sees the open spot. Another thing you can do with Golden Tate, obviously those screen plays. Best yak player since 2016, 2014, whatever stat you want to use. Just get the ball in his hands. It's been a challenge to integrate him, huh? The best you can do with him is a 4-yard hook and lateral play. Might have looked kinky, but it sucked. So Mike Groh, he's gone at the end of the year. I know all you guys want Jim Schwartz gone. No, for me, it's been Mike Groh, and it's been Mike Groh from the beginning. Because the Eagles, they were tied too. They got tied too. The Colts, they got obviously shoved into a corner with the Josh McDaniels situation, and then Frank Reich leaves, and you're scrambling to find your next coordinator. And at that point, you're pretty much going to hire within house. And the options within house were Mike Groh and Deuce Staley. Mike Groh, the same guy who was the passing coordinator of the Rams in 2016, 31st in passing yards per game and 32nd in DVOA. A cute little stat by Football Outsiders that measures the passing game. Basically, they were last. They were the worst passing game in the NFL, and Mike Groh was the pass game coordinator. That's obviously when they still had Jeff Fisher there. So just all of these problems. And then the red zone situation, that's the Frank Reich effect right there. You see what he's doing in Indianapolis. 68.29% in the red zone. That's 8th in the NFL for them. The Colts were only at 40% last year in the red zone. A 28% increase under Frank Reich. As for the Eagles, 54.29% in the red zone this year. That's 21st. That's down about 10% from last year, 64.06%. So just huge dips in this offense. And there's no creativity. There's no imagination. It's very vanilla. It's very predictable. It's Doug Peterson. It's Mike Groh. It's no running game. Doug Peterson, for the first 2 years, had a lot of experience on his offensive staff. Obviously, you had John DeFilippo and Frank Reich. And now you have a lot of inexperience. Press Taylor is your quarterback's coach. First time he's quarterback's coach, young guy. And then you got Mike Groh, who's just a buffoon, clearly. Just a complete idiot. I mean, you listen to his press conferences, and he doesn't have that confidence to him. Things aren't going to change here. Hell, maybe you want to just get rid of him now and make Deuce Staley your offensive coordinator for the rest of the season. Because that press conference today, man, that scared me. I didn't like hearing that at all. It's been a challenge. A challenge to integrate Golden Tate? That's bad, Mike. That's really, really bad, bro. Really, really bad. All right. That's about it for this video. I got some frustrations out of Mike Groh. It's all Josh McDaniels' fault. Yeah. I'm out. See ya.